It's time for our sports segment, and we're going to be talking and discussing match fixing. I'm sure you must have been living under a rock recently if you haven't heard about, the infamous Kwesi Nyantakyi implication in alleged match fixing on the Channel 4 Dispatches TV program in the Daily Telegraph. Collabo of this whole match fix, and also Cameroon just found out a couple of days ago seven players are going to be investigated for match fixing. Is very much in the news. Going to be looking a bit more at it, how it even comes about, who are the ones who benefit, who are the ones who lose. And joining me is none other than he's become part of our the New Day crew. None other than Joseph de Graaf, Coach Joseph de Graaf. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. And I'll just fix my wire, which is causing me issues. Okay, just gonna delve in there. We just saw there was a GFA press conference yesterday. Our GFA president has spoken. It was a cut and paste, as he's saying on the video. He didn't know nothing about it. It's clearly, and I know Wahid Idrisu, a lawyer who tends to come on our newspaper, has said, they do intend to sue. He does intend to sue. We're going to see what come about that. Looking at match fixing, first and foremost, were you surprised when you heard about this match fixing scandal, and especially the fact that it implicated the president of the GFA, Kwesi Nyantakyi?
Generally, no.
Okay.
Match fixing has been with us for yonks. Much longer than people think. Match fixing, right? If you go right back to 1978, you find that there were players, Juventus players, Paolo Rossi. He was banned for 4 years in 1978 for match fixing. It was then called the football pools, where you tick the boxes and you win the money. So they were match fixing for the football pools right back to 1978, and he was banned for 4 years. The Brazilians were not happy because he came back in 1982 and totally destroyed the Brazilians in the World Cup, 1982 World Cup. So match fixing has been with us for years. Now the thing is proving it. You have to be very careful when you're making allegations of match fixing. So the people who are making allegations of match fixing against Kwesi Nyantakyi and the FA, they must be very careful. They must have a solid case, because if you don't, then you open yourself up to libel. Normally, how they catch match fixers is when they catch one of the possible agents of match fixing. When they catch them, they say there's no honor amongst thieves. Then they blurt out,
like it was me, you, we all did it together.
That's right. And then, by the way, in 1970, 1990, I did this and I did that. That's when they implicate people. So when you're actually making the accusations, you have to be very careful. At the moment, I would say against Kwesi Nyantakyi, there's nothing solid. So
it's just, it looks like it's on the two other gentlemen who were claiming they can get him. So in your opinion, do you feel like he has, he can be at least, he has his rights to say that he can sue? Do you feel like he's clean in terms of how it seems right now?
Well, from where his perspective, if I was in his shoes, and I'm definitely sure I'm not involved in anything, yes, I would sue. So I think from what he's saying, he has the right to sue, because one of the worst things is being accused of doing or being something that you're not, and it ruins your reputation. Okay, can ruin your career. So really, yes, I think if he feels strongly that he's been wrongly accused, I think he should go for it. Yes.
Okay. Well, you did mention. I'll just let you finish.
And from what he's saying, he says he's not implicated in anything. Okay. He's been falsely accused. And from when I was watching the tape, it's like these two gentlemen are doing X, but then they're trying to bring Kwesi Nyantakyi into it. So for me, the link with Kwesi Nyantakyi for me wasn't solid. On that video from the beginning. That's my personal feeling.
Okay, well, you did mention match fixing is just not, Ghana, we happened to be in the news during when the World Cup first began, but other countries we had so many cases in the UK, pretty much the whole world over. Looking at the African teams that went into the World Cup, and Cameroon, 7 players being investigated and they didn't really go very far. What do you make of that?
I would say yes, they should investigate it, because just to sidetrack a bit, when I watch games, I've been coaching players a long time, and I know a player, I know what he can do, and when I see him play in a certain way, there's something wrong. That's how I catch people. Watching Cantu, I remember there was a Zambian goalkeeper. He kept doing these pathetic throws and kicks which were aimed at the opposition. And I remember commentating on a match with Kwame Boy, and I said, this guy is going to keep doing this until the opposition score. And lo and behold, he continued until the opposition scored. So for me, I would hold him up as a candidate for match fixing, because all his actions were to determine the results of the game, which is match fixing. The Cameroonian case, I wouldn't wish to accuse anybody. All I would like to say is that the Cameroonian team was so awful. All right, they were so awful.
They're indomitable. I can't pronounce.
Indomitable Lions.
Indomitable Lions.
That's right.
They're supposed to be one of the best African teams, and they did not give that performance.
I renamed them Indomitable Pussycats.
Oh.
Sorry.
Well, it's still in the cat family, I guess, right?
It's much smaller. Meow. Yeah, instead of growl. Yeah.
Okay.
So they didn't do well. And the one there is Song.
Alex Song, of course.
Alex Song's actions. We still haven't had an explanation for that. Now, for me, that is a candidate for what's called spot betting.
Spot betting? What's that?
Spot betting is, I can go into a betting office and say, I think Alex Song will get a red card today. And they'll give me the odds for it. They'll quickly calculate the odds for it.
And I can earn money
if I win. And I can go further and say, Alex Song will get a red card in the first or second half. The odds are even greater. I can earn more money. Then if I can limit it to say, I think Alex Song will get sent off between the 25th and 30th minute, that's when the odds go sky high.
So it could be like 1,000 to 1 or something or more.
Exactly. So you can create your own scenarios. Apparently in the Suarez situation, somebody won money.
Yes, yeah. Who would have thought?
Exactly. But somebody sat down, or did they sit down, or was it planned? Match fixing it goes the chain. Can you track the chain? If Suarez was involved, can you track the chain? And the answer is no. You basically cannot trace it. So basically, somebody went in there and said, I think that Suarez will be sent off today for biting.
I should have gone in there. I should have predicted that. I'd probably have a bit of money in my pocket.
You'd have a lot of money in your pocket. You don't need to bet about 50 cedis, and you might come out with a few thousand cedis.
Wow!
And that's spot betting and match fixing, and it's all majority of it now is linked to the betting syndicates.
Let me kind of throw a spanner in the works. I remember a few years ago, betting shops in Ghana were non-existent, and I'm literally talking about maybe 6-7 years ago. But now it's almost like I see them. I remember thinking, oh wow, that's like the betting shop I've seen in England, which they're on every corner. Now they're becoming more and more common. Looking at this World Cup and the fact that just Ghana was beginning, the whole match fixing thing came about. Then all of a sudden, most people were like, what is Kwesi Appiah doing by picking this team for the USA game? Obviously, in his capacity as a coach, you can do that. But then we had one of our newspaper panelists say on this stage that Kwesi Appiah was given a doctorate by an American university so many months ago. Can somebody then say that, well, maybe is this by him picking certain members to play a team? He didn't pick our best players, of course. I mean, they were all good players, but he didn't pick our star players. Could that now be seen as a link of match fixing, or at least airing the procedure in some way?
It can bring the question in, definitely.
Okay.
It can say, you've been softened up to do what we would like. And then this morning in the news, you hear that the American government are giving Ghana $500 million to help with our economy. Doctorate, $500 million. I'm a conspiracy theorist, and my conspiracy theory says there's a link. That's what I would say. So when people do things, when I lived in UK for a long time, cash for votes, scandal,
comes about all the time.
Exactly, all those scandals. Once you've experienced and you've sat there and see them delve into those situations, when these things come up, it's like bread and butter, isn't it? And then I remember a mathematics teacher saying, 1 + 1 doesn't always equal 2. And he showed us on the board, used the integration and all that, and 1 + 1 actually equals 1.99999.
Okay. So there's always there's all that in between.
Exactly.
Okay.
Read between the lines. Don't read the words. Read between the lines, and always check the small print.
Okay. When it comes to match fixing, who's the one that benefits? Is it all about money? Are we that greedy as humanity that we just can't let a game just be a game where, you know, what is it, sportsmanship, integrity, playing fair and square? Is match fixing, who is benefiting? Is it all about the money in the end?
It's all about the money. It's all about the money. And I think when I was in the show with Sandra, I asked, how much money is enough money? And is it greed? The whole world really is based on money. And now the dollar, the mighty dollar, rules. It's as simple as that. And it's how many dollars can you accumulate?
Especially in our society now where our city is falling and the dollar is rising, I guess. Okay.
Well, long before that, it's been the case. Well, you know, there's a situation where there's accusations of wars being caused because of oil. What is oil translated into?
Money.
Money. It's all money. Where there are people, there will be people who will cheat. I'll use the word cheat. Bend the rules for money. And that's one of the fortunate or unfortunate situations that we find ourselves in. It's all about the dollar. And who benefits? Sorry to sidetrack. Who benefits? It could be individual players. Now, teams get really peeved when individual players sell matches and they don't get their cut. It could be the whole team. It could be the association, governments. Now, this is where the link between government and sport. People say, sport should not be, linked with government and politics. Nonsense. Sport has always been linked with politics. The Brazilians wanted to spend a lot of money regenerating areas of Brazil, but they could never get their parliament to okay that money. If they say, but we've got the World Cup, fantastic, then you can have this money, you can have that money. East End of London, there's been
I remember.
There's been quarrels about the land, who owns the land.
The Olympics and stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. You can't develop that land, it's our land, it belongs to so-and-so association. All of a sudden, we're bidding for the Olympics and we're going to put the Olympics in East End of London. Go ahead, how can we help? After a few meetings, which people would not go to previously, all of a sudden, people were prepared to go to those meetings because of Olympics. Sports, politics are married. They've been bed partners for ages, and till death will they part.
Okay, then in terms of saying that, is it then, I guess, can you then say that when it comes to even match fixing, sometimes it's right, the government are involved in some.
Can be. I won't say can be. It can go right to the top. It all depends on what level. It all depends on how much money is involved, because you find that individuals may offer, from what I've heard, anything between 50, 100, 150,000. If you're going to 200,000 for an individual, that's a big match. That's a big match. And that's normally the goalkeeper, the two central defenders are normally the ones. And they might tackle the striker not to score.
What about the referee? We heard in this case that we're going to put in a corrupt or a referee. This is the Channel 4 Dispatches thing. They were supposed to put in their own referee.
That's right. The referees are always. I didn't mention the referee because that's where they start. 90% of the time you want to fix a match, you start with the referee. Then you go to individual teams. Or if the referees seem to be one who's particularly honest and will shop you. There are some referees like that because it is all about income. There's certain referees whose income from refereeing is so high, you don't even go near them because
they wouldn't take the bait.
They wouldn't take the bait, and what's more, they'll shop you. They'll report you. You see, so there's certain referees you don't tackle. So when you cannot tackle the referee, you tackle the individual players, and that's how it's done.
Okay, Coach, almost out of time, but what I will ask is, looking at the the FA, FIFA and so forth, do you feel like the punishment that's in place for match fixing as it stands is enough to deter? Because I always hear I think there's a few cases where they get a ban or maybe 1 year sentence. It doesn't seem like, to me it's anything so scary that somebody would think, okay, if I'm going to go and match fix, I can probably earn 500,000 euros per person or 100,000 euros. It's worth me stashing that money somewhere go in being found out, get my money, I'll come out of jail and I enjoy my money, or I have my 3-month ban or 3-year ban and come out and enjoy my money. Is what they've got in place enough to deter people from actually getting involved in match fixing, not just in football but in all sports?
I don't think so. I think those who will do it will do it. All they will do is you hit the nail right on the head. Okay, I'm going to get a 9-month ban. How much is that worth to me personally? So that really, I must make a profit from the people who are selling, who are buying the match. That's how it becomes. It all becomes a case of negotiation where you don't lose. So it's like all illegal, or I would say criminal activity. It's a matter of negotiating, so you gain. So you may say, yes, I'll get caught, but
I enjoy my money and later on
I'm in profit. The question is, there are a few people who will take the chance, and sometimes it goes higher than the few people. They have to take orders. So sometimes when you must look at the case and think, if those people have taken orders from higher, then they've got to be absolved of their actions. Not absolved, they are complicit. Absolved, no, but you can't give them...
Is it like maybe you're a soldier, and if you have to go into battle, you're under instruction to kill. So if you kill...
Totally correct. Couldn't hit a nail harder on the head. That's exactly that. If you're under orders to follow orders to do X, Y, and Z, you do it. You cannot then be prosecuted for it. That's it.
Okay. It's a very interesting topic. That we're out of time, Coach. Thank you for that. We've been discussing. Before we go, looking at I know you've been monitoring almost all the games. Have there been, instances or some teams you've seen? I know you mentioned the Cameroon, that particular one Alex was sent off. You saw there was like an issue. Have you seen some blatant ones where you think, that where you've noticed something that you could say that, okay, this is like match fixing at any of the games?
The Suarez one is one.
Wow, okay.
No, I believe that Suarez is one.
Okay.
And Alex Sons.
Those two?
Yes, those two. Alex Sons was totally, from what we're hearing, there's no provocation. He doesn't know what he doesn't know.
He just decided to go in.
And we've been watching him play for Arsenal, play for Barca.
That's
none of that. That character has never shown through.
Do you know what I will say about the Suarez one? I mean, most people make jokes about the biting and stuff, but one of the things I realized is when they said he had a 4-month ban, I'm like, is that all? I thought he would be banned for life because you don't go around biting people. I was like, well, was it 4 months? I was like, so maybe...
I totally agree with you. 4 months, because he's a serial offender. And there are some laws, some countries, you have 3 and out, don't you? This one, maybe it's not 3 and out, but 3 and a serious, sentence. 4 months, Suarez is laughing.
He'll be chilling at home. He'll be back with playing very quickly.
And he's supposedly going to Barcelona. Does he care? He'll be fitter. He'll be fitter when he goes, well rested.
So, okay, I guess when it comes to match fixing, it's not always as black and white as it seems. All right. I want to say a big thank you to Coach Joseph de Graaf, our regular in-house sports analyst, if I call him that.